Now the remaining portion of transpiration of class 10 chapter. Now the cuticular transpiration. Cuticle, this is the waxy layer secreted by the epidermis of the leaves on the both two sides, upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. So it is secreted by upper and lower epidermis on both the sides of the plant, of the leaf. Next, the thickness of the cuticle varies in plant to plant. Thickness of the leaves varies in plant to plant. Means in different plants, different leaves, different thickness of cuticles are there. Actually, this cuticle prevents the loss of water or the evaporation of the water from the leaf surface. In the desert plant, these cuticles cut down the transpiration rate. So, greater the cuticular thickness, so the lesser will be the transpiration rate. So, if the thickness of the cuticle is more, then the transpiration will be less. Means inversely proportional. Now the lenticular transpiration. So the transpiration that takes place through lenticels. Lenticel spelling is L-E-N-T-I-C-E-L. Lenticel. Okay? C-E-L. E is there. But while you are writing the transpiration, then it will be lenticular transpiration. So transpiration that takes place through lenticel is called lenticular transpiration. Now look at the board properly. These lenticels are the special openings present on the bark of the old woody stems. Here old, this word is very important. That is a keyword. Old woody stem. What does it do? These lenticels helps in the diffusion of the gases, means it helps in respiration as well as it helps in the photosynthesis also. These openings, means the lenticels, they never get closed, means they always remains open. Now the lenticular transpiration, the rate of lenticular transpiration is more than the cuticular transpiration. See, I have given greater than sign. So lenticular transpiration is more than the cuticular transpiration but less than the stomatal transpiration. Now I will discuss the factors that affect transpiration. Affect here means how transpiration get affected by the different factors. There are many factors. Number one is the intensity of light. If the outside if in the outside there is day, then or means the more intensity of the light, then the transpiration will be more. Why? Because the stomata is broadly open during the daytime. So there is bright sunlight, so the intensity of light is more during the daytime. Stomata is broadly open, so more transpiration will take place. But during the cloudy days, okay, during the cloudy days when the sun is not so bright, that time the stomata will partially open, so the transpiration will reduce. Okay, now look at the second point. There is a temperature. Temperature, if the outside temperature is more, then the transpiration will be more. More evaporation of water will take place, so transpiration more. But if there is a decrease in the temperature, then the transpiration will reduce. So this the transpiration is depending upon the various factors. Here I have explained two external factors are this. One is velocity of wind. If the velocity of wind is high, if the wind is blowing very faster rate, then definitely the transpiration will be more. If the wind is blowing slowly, if the wind is still, if the air is still, not moving, then the transpiration will be less. So it is directly proportional. Wind blows faster, faster transpiration. Evaporation of water is more. Next, if the humidity content, water vapor content in the atmosphere, if outside air is humid, then the transpiration will reduce because already the air is saturated with water vapor. So if the air is dry, now just the opposite of humid is dry. If the air is dry, then the transpiration will be more. If the air is humid, transpiration will be less. Next, the atmospheric pressure. So it is inversely proportional. Which one? Humid. Atmospheric pressure also inversely proportional. How? If the pressure is less, atmospheric pressure is less, transpiration will be more evaporation of the water vapor from the surface of the leaf. So increased transpiration. If the pressure is high, pressure high, then it will be automatically low. So it is inversely proportional. Atmospheric pressure inversely proportional with the transpiration. Next is the carbon dioxide content. This also inversely proportional. Carbon dioxide content, if outside in the air, the carbon dioxide content, if more than this 0.03%, as we all know the carbon dioxide content is 0.03%. If the carbon dioxide content is more than this one, then the stomata will get closure of stomata. So if the stomata gets closed, so definitely decrease the rate of transpiration. Okay, so these are the four. Here I have explained 4 and previously I have said 2. So total 6 external factors which are affecting transpiration. Next I will tell you the internal factors that will affect the transpiration. Now the internal factors which affect transpiration. First is the water content in the leaf. So first is if there is insufficient water is in the soil, means if you have not given enough water in the soil, so the root will not absorb enough water, so sufficient water will not be available. So as the sufficient water is not available, not absorbed by the root, so first is root, then there will be a decrease in the water content in the leaves. So as there is a less amount of water in the root, they are absorbing less amount of water in the root by the roots. So the less content of water in the leaves. Then if there is less content of water in the leaves, then the stomata will get closed. So the closure of stomata. So one by one you have to write. So then the stomata is closed. Or closure of stomata. If there is a closure of stomata, so definitely transpiration rate will reduce. So they are inversely proportional. So this is the full gist of the internal factor which affects transpiration.